Okay, so today is going to be my take a walk and take a swim video day. So similar starting point, and again it's funny because the other day, I guess it was yesterday, I don't know, I went for a bike ride, and as soon as I went to leave, there was like a whole parade of cars. It's funny. Just like, I don't know, it feels like a cartoon anecdote. But yeah, so anyway, that is a plan for today. And I got on my okay, there I go. Like, that sucked actually, because I've actually had this on my bicycle in Berlin, and I flipped over my bike to actually look at to check the chain. And then later on, when I reviewed the video, I was entirely expecting to see the entire video actually upside down. But the GoPro compensated for it so perfectly that it was seamless. You could not actually tell that I had flipped my bike upside down. It's crazy. So I just have to look at the settings, obviously, because I've been monkeying around with the settings, because I was trying to get the optimum field of width. I don't really care for the fisheye effect that much. So, you know, I wanted to have it to the correct, I guess, corresponding millimeter of a lens, whatever that would be. I just kept checking the settings until I found that sweet spot, which that sweet spot for me is basically where everything just looks as normal as possible, so it doesn't actually look like it's a fisheye effect. So yeah, and it's always a beautiful day, and this might look sketch, but it's really not. This is just a little shortcut here to get over to where you cross over the pedestrian crossing, where the cars are supposed to stop but routinely don't stop. And yeah, you just stand there until someone finally has mercy on your soul. And I doubt it's the locals, because they're so sweet. I don't know, Russians are real nice too. Some encounters with some Ruskis. They're really nice. Ones I've encountered thus far. I'm sure, like every culture, there's a plethora of personality types. But so here's where the pedestrian crossing is, and this is like one of the best ways to get to it. I really hate coming from the other side. Oh, it's good. Really hate coming from the other side, because from the other side, it's just kind of like a narrow attack as far as the field of view that a potential oncoming vehicle might have of you. And so if they're a little bit over on the shoulder, they're getting a real, you know, a short heads up that you're there. And when I come around this other way, see, so if I were to come on that side, that's what I'm saying, is that, you know, as the cars going around there, they don't really have a chance to respond. But at least if I come through this way instead, I've got a better approach. I don't know, maybe I think that way because I spent too many years being an insurance agent. I don't know. Or maybe I just had one too many mishaps already in my life. And it's kind of like I'm gun shy. Yeah, I think it could be that, you know, honestly. I'm like a dog that's been spanked too much. Let me see how hot the pavement is. Oh, the pavement ain't that hot. And I'm actually gonna walk barefoot because these sandals are chafing. They're chafing my feet. And since the pavement isn't very hot at all, I might as well go barefooted. I'm just gonna go ahead and put my my sandals inside my backpack. Oh, there was somebody behind me, or so I thought. Go ahead and stop filming for a second. Alrighty, got my sandals in my backpack now. Yeah, I mean, it's good to have those sandals when I'm walking on the road because there's a lot of rocks and stuff. But here, it's really clean. You can really just go it all fresco foot-wise, just fine. Yeah, so this is one area here, and I love those tiny houses. So somebody's got themselves a pretty cool rig over there. I don't want to invade their privacy because that's their home. That's their actual domicile. It's not actually a tourist attraction. So I'm not going to go filming them without, you know, if I have their permission, if I meet them, that's one thing, but I'm just not going to arbitrarily film their domicile because that's not very polite. Yep. Another reason why I wanted to go barefoot is because I wanted to exfoliate the bottom of my feet. Natural exfoliation. But I guess to a certain extent it might actually make my skin harder too. So, all right, here's kind of rocky area. Not too bad. Found a nice little way, nice little path there. This little area. All right, that's cool. And this is the beach. I think I might walk to the end. Walk to the end of this area here, not to the end of the actual beach because that goes on like forever. One continuous loop around the entire island, and I'm not going to South Cyprus, or as it's otherwise known, the Republic of Cyprus. I just want to walk around here. I don't know if my feet can take this. My feet are soft. maybe I'll switch back. Maybe I'll switch back. Yeah, I think I'm gonna switch back to putting my sandals on. Alrighty, so got my sandals on again. And yeah, that feels better, actually. So, I got a little dust on my feet. It's kind of acting like talcum powder in a way. Providing a little fluidity of motion, less friction. And then seems like I've been learning lately with footwear, sometimes, and I used to think when I was a kid that your shoes should be as tight as possible. I guess maybe if you're in the military and you're having hand-to-hand combat, maybe you want, or rock climbing, or doing something that is very rigorous. But I think if you're just walking, or maybe jogging or something like that, I feel like so far I've been like making my shoes a little like as loose as possible. Well, not quite. Just somewhere between super tight and loose. I don't know. It's kind of hard to explain. Like if it was from a 0 to a 10, and 10 being like the tightest possible, and 0 being untied, like around maybe a 7. Yeah, so somewhat tight, just tight enough to hold on, and tight enough to, I guess, feel good on your feet or whatever, but not just not super tight where it's actually cutting off your circulation or something like that. Because their foot, my foot splays out. I guess everyone's foot splays out when you walk or whatever. And you want to give your shoe, your footwear, some opportunity to allow your foot to splay out. Because if you don't, then you're going to end up with foot problems if your feet cannot splay out properly. And now that I got some dust on my feet, these sandals are not chafing as much. They're really chafing earlier. They're chafing a lot. And now it feels good. It feels like maybe like I have talcum powder on there or something. But yeah. I always see ants crossing. Industrious little ants. That's a good spot over here. I might try to secure me a spot over here on the way back. I just wanted to do a nice full beach walk here in this local area. Go down to where the trail ends. I mean, I suppose if I have enough battery power. Because these GoPros battery tends to die pretty quickly. I mean, supposedly with the one that I got, that the batteries are supposed to last an hour and 55 minutes at maximum resolution, but I can't say that I necessarily experienced that. I know that on my first bike ride in Berlin, I didn't catch the whole bicycle ride. And reason for that is because the battery went dead on me. But I mean, it seems like it lasted at least 45 minutes, I guess, in testing. And I did bring an extra battery, so you know, if this battery dies, then that way I can switch out batteries. Yep. It's the ice cream man. Such a beautiful day, man. Just crazy. Such a great day. Oh, just soaking this up. So needed this. Just I needed to get out of the United States. There's just so much going on over there. People are running in circles, chasing their tails, trying to survive, trying to work, trying to pay rent, trying to keep a roof over their head, trying to feed their kids. The struggle is real, not for everybody. There's people that, you know, they say, well, go to college, you know, improve your life and all that, but I mean, that works to a certain extent for some people, just depending on your affiliations, so forth. But it doesn't work for everybody. You know, if you look a certain way or think a certain way, your economic prosperity can be severely hindered. Severely. And that's just how it is, man. But aside from that, you know, the people who grew up in very challenging conditions, which I understand very well from having lived, you know, part of my life. I was born in Chicago, lived in the inner city, actual inner city, the South Side. Look up 31st Street and Pulaski Street. Well, my address was 3027 South Harding when I was a little boy. And I went to Eli Whitney Elementary School. And it's rough, man. It is rough. Rough. And people who grow up, if they make it, if they actually live till adulthood. Oh gosh. Yeah, I mean, I don't laugh because it's funny. I mean, if you've lost somebody, my heart goes out to you. Definitely condolences to you and your family. Okay, gotta take off my sandals again. But if you're lucky enough to grow up and get out of a place like that, still gonna do a number on you. You're still gonna have, you know, still gonna suffer from psychological ailments. It's called the Ipocris. So it's stress-induced psychosis. Make sure my battery's still, screen went off, and so I want to make sure. Okay, I'm still filming. That's good. I got 69% battery. That's pretty darn good. I might actually do the whole thing. But ooh, the sand is hotter than the pavement. Wasn't expecting that. That's not too bad. I guess because the sand is kind of dark. So as far as the refraction of light, etc., etc. I don't know. This might be the properties. It's a pretty, very more granular than what I'm used to from other beaches I've been to, so could have something to do with that too. Oh. Yep, there it is. And I think what's really cool is they do have these Like, if you can see that buoy floating out there, that's holding like a net. And yeah, so now when I get to where I'm gonna park, I'll take my glasses off. So I don't want to lose my glasses in the water when I go under the water. But yeah, if you're fortunate enough to have survived, then you're still gonna have problems. You're gonna have psychological problems brought on by the stress and the fear that you had to endure every single day. Like literally, when I used to go to school in the morning, really I didn't know if I was gonna make it back. I didn't know if I was gonna make it back home, you know, from going to school, you know. And there are people in certain parts of this world that have to deal with even worse situations. And that's another reason why I want to leave the United States, because I don't want to support that. Yep. But anywho, the struggle is real. People sometimes have a hard time managing their children in those types of scenarios. There's a lot of peer pressure. It's very strong. It's very pervasive. It's really, you know, to put it in spiritual terms, it's a spirit. You know, there's a spirit that goes along with it. And people get into the psychosis of mob mentalities, you know, being in gangs. I guess it depends whether mob mentality can be psychotic or not, but geez, seems like it over there. My older brother used to get jumped by the gangs, but him and his buddy who lived down the street, who's from Korea, took taekwondo lessons from the older brother, and they learned how to defend themselves, and they would fend off, you know, 10 guys at a time, because that's what they had to do to survive, unfortunately. And then he was a newspaper boy, and when he would go on collections, he got mugged like 3 times. He got mugged. They stole all of his collection profits, you know. Everything, because so basically, if you're in the paper business, they give you the papers up front, and then when they come to collect, they only collect from you based on your sales. So you're gonna count up what's left over. If they give you 100 papers and you sold 75, and they're gonna count up what's left over. And in the case where you're a delivery person, there's a different dynamic. I forget, it's been so many years, because I used to help him, and I used to help another friend in Mercedes, Texas, on their paper routes. I think you pay for the papers. No, they always front you the papers, and then when you go and you do collections, you have to tally up. So you have to keep a ledger, you know, of your merchandise, how much you sold and how much you didn't sell. So yeah, that's pretty much how that works. So he was going out to do his collection work, and some criminals actually beat him up. Well, they mugged him. You know, I don't know if they mugged him at gunpoint or at knife point or something like that. but they threatened him and they took away his money. So yeah, very sad. Very sad indeed. Oh, there's a little bee. Oh, you're gonna make it. I'll transfer you over there. So I like bees a lot because when I was growing up, my dad's house had an infestation of bees that were living in the wall. He tried to get rid of them like 3 times, and they always kept coming back to that same wall and building a nest. If not them, another, you know, another queen. So here's where I grew up. This is my family home. So yeah. So I always like bees. I don't know why. I got stung by enough of them. One time I got stung 9 times. I don't know what I was doing. I think I was mowing the lawn. Can't remember. And I got attacked. They might have been swarming. Not exactly sure. But I got stung under my underarm. That was really, that's like, holy. So anyway, people are trying to survive. Don't criticize or judge people who maybe didn't go to college, maybe ended up in some sort of dead-end job or something like that, because you don't know their circumstances. You don't know what they went through. You don't know if they had it bad growing up, and exactly what led them to that set of circumstances. And then different people have different abilities too. That's one other thing, you know. Not everybody is actually cut out for college. Not everybody has the gray matter to be able to make it in a college setting, you know. So never judge. You know, you may have been endowed with more mental capabilities. And so sometimes, you know, the only thing that people can do is try to survive. Try to survive the best way they can. They don't have many choices, and they're forced to work a minimum wage job. I won't say forced to work, but those are just their only choices. And then I've met people who are just happy with less responsibility, making less money, who didn't want a fancy job. They were content to work a minimum wage job, just, you know, because it was easy, and maybe they're just supporting themselves. And I don't know, some of those people live with their parents too, so that's good. found a place to sit. So this is where I'm gonna camp out here while I hop in the water. Let's see if I can do this seamlessly. Ow! Ooh! I just stepped on something very pointy. No, it's a plant. Just stepped on that plant right there. Gotta watch out. Watch out for those plants. Ooh. Yeah. I'm gonna pull it up a little bit so I can see it. Alright, perfect. Now I'll take my glasses off. Glasses. Shirt. Oh, I'll put on a few pounds lately. I've been making too many cookies. I've been eating too many cookies because I've been baking cookies. I don't want that to blow away, so I'm gonna put it underneath my thing. All right, now let me see how much time I have left on this. Okay, battery power is at 53%. Cool. Ooh, yeah. It's nice and cool. It's not cold. Kind of almost maybe, but it's nice and cool. That's for sure. Feels good. Ooh. Feels good on my nether regions. Alright. Ooh, this is fun. Oh, this is so much fun. Oh, I love it. I love it. I love it. Okay, the sandbar goes up a little bit. And I gotta watch out. Trying to keep an eye out for critters, but okay, I'm inside the protected zone. I mean, that could be something could be wrong with it though, you know. Could be a hole. Could be a hole that was cut by Jaws. He came by it. Oh, what is this here? I will film that. Survived. I was really concerned about water damage, and I just took off the mic windsock that I had on there. So good. Oh, that's clean. Let's make sure I know where I'm at. Oh, it's so hard to swim underwater with only one arm. Sure there's a trick to it. I used to like do this dolphin thing With the waves and everything, it's not like swimming pool. It's just really impossible. I have to I think I could put the camera down, but let's see what I lose it. Let's see, does it float? I think it floats. I think this thing floats. Let's see what happens. Let me test it. Bobs around a lot. I just wonder if the stabilization compensates for all that bobbing, because these waves are really making a scene, man. Wow. I bet I can just put it under just a second, swim a little bit underwater. That's what I wanted to capture, but I don't think I'm going to be able to. There's the set is coming in. There's a set. Oh. That looks kind of okay. No, not quite. It was a little more calm earlier. Don't want to lose my camera, but I mean it didn't, I guess, float away. If anything, I think it would probably end up going inland instead of out. There's no real current here, and when I just kind of float around, I kind of end up going back in towards where the shallow water is. I mean, where the shallowness is, back towards the beach. So facing the wrong way. Wow, it instantly seems to change angles towards that way. I have no idea how that's going to work out. Yeah, some little boogers. Get to the Mediterranean Sea. Hey man, you know, I'm a Hebrew Semite, so my DNA came from here, so it's okay. My DNA came from this approximate geographic area, give or take. So according to the foot chart thingy, my foot is that of a Greek. So maybe, you know, more closer to this area. I don't know. Shoot. Everything gets all convoluted. Genetically speaking, I haven't had a DNA test. So, but anyway, I'm gonna stop filming and just enjoy the bliss that is this. Woo! Oh yeah. decided to film myself floating. So I got my toes, and I'm not treading water. I can do this in a swimming pool too, so it's not necessarily the salinity. Maybe it's my fat content. I don't know. I seem to be staying like dead even with where my chair is. Pretty dead. Water my hair. And I'm returning from whence I came. Back to the beach. Back to my chair. Make sure I don't step on any thorny plants. Dang plants. hearing those waves. It's so relaxing. Feels so good. Water. Epic. It's really nice to see big waves. Like I've been out to the west coast of the United States, even on the east coast a little bit too, and those waves are just so gorgeous. But there's something nice about small waves too. They're beautiful. They're just smaller. Little miniature people could be riding those waves, man. Not for very long, but all right, ta-ta for now. All right, so now I'm gonna go back from whence I came. No, actually not from whence I came. I'm gonna go back along the beach, on the beach line. Go back this direction over here, and there's actually a place where you can walk underneath. So a human viaduct, I guess you would call it. In other terms, a subway. So going this way. I always wanted to see what it was like, but I didn't want to get sand in my shoes. I was being fussy. Didn't want sand in my shoes. Right now, I'm not wearing any shoes. So there's one. I don't think I'd go through there. That doesn't look very promising. That looks kind of sketch, as they say. Now they have other ones, but the reason they have another one that's real nice actually, and it's up the beach over there, and it goes right across over here where you see the Ports del what's that called? Oh, Puerto del Mar. Has a Spanish name, or maybe Spanish sounding or seeming, Latin-ish, Latin-esque. And it goes underneath there, and it's super nice. It has wheelchair access, so it's got a ramp and everything, but that's not what I'm doing right now. I'm trying to find... Ooh, that one's full of water, so no, that is not... That's definitely not good to try to walk through there. So... but I do want to walk down the beach, so I'm going to do that. Walk down the beach. Oh yeah. I don't know if I might put my sandals on. My Jesus slippers, as they call them. they have a pier over there. Right over there, there's a pier, and you can swim off there. They have a ladder. That's right next to the Mackenzie, I think it is. I don't know. I'd have to look it up. I'm always ill prepared. I never prepare anything verbally when I make videos. Pretty much on the fly. I really don't care. Oh God. It's not that I don't really like give a shit, but you know, I'm okay if if people don't like the quality of my videos. Oh, that's hilarious. Well, you know, it is what it is. It is what it is. It is what it is, and that's all that it is. Aha! I see where I saw a lady emerge from that human viaduct. The human viaduct. And I want to go there because the street that it lines up with, like when you come out, you gotta walk a little way, but then it takes me exactly where I want to go, or where it gets me to approximately where I want to be, my target area, I suppose I could call it, to actually go to the store because I wanted to get some bananas, some manners, some bananas. If I try to put my my sandals on, maybe I'll try to put my sandals on. I don't know. I have to rinse my feet off first. And then my feet are going to be wet. So they're going to get a whole bunch of sand on them anyway. Is it worth it or not? Yeah, I better put my sandals on. Alright, I got my sandals on now, so let's see how well these do for traversing the sand. Gosh, that looks kind of sketch. I can't believe people are walking through here, but they do. Mommy! Gosh, you got really hunch over. Look at me, I'm all hunched. Oh, I can't. Why is that orientation messed up? Oh, I know why, because I went like that. And then, wow, that is so weird. Oh, it thinks it's upside down. Okay. Nope, still not right. Well, I'm gonna have to correct that in post, but anyway. I have to see what the settings are. So I'm 5'11", almost 6. I'm over 5'11", you know. And I'm really. Oh, okay. Now I got to. I kind of got taller. Whoa. Oh man, that's grazing the top of my head. Boy, my head. I cannot even believe people have come through here. This is probably the last time I'm actually gonna go through here. This is like pretty sketch. All right. Okay, and then where are they? Where the hell are they? Crazy, man. Those crazy Russians. So I think it is. I think it's the Russians, because they're like, they'll just do anything. They're crazy, man. A little bit of vodka. That place don't look so sketch. Next time I go the other way, I could go back and just show you the other way, but no, because to get over here to this street right here, once I go over there the other way, then I have to walk along this highway, or I have to go back through those neighborhoods over there, and it's really more trouble than it's worth. So I'm just gonna go this way. All right. Oh. I wonder if I can kick off some of this sand that's on my feet. It's very abrasive. I'll probably use my water to just rinse my feet. See how that feels. Nah, that's too abrasive. I'm gonna have to rinse. I need to stop putting this wrist thing on. Let's see. I got somewhat. This is 1.5 liters, so I got about a liter of water. Let's see, I better rinse my feet and my shoes separately. Otherwise the sand is just going to get trapped in between. Oh, somebody wants to like my bum. They honked at me. They must have been honking at my bum. Toot toot. Oh. Whoa. Trying to spread it out, man. Making sure I get all of it, because I don't see much on top. Oh shit. Yeah, there's no sand on the top. That's weird. It's all on the bottom. Okay, I'm okay with that. Okay. Take one more foot rinse before I put them into the actual Jesus verse. Dang. No, that's a lot better. Yeah, heck yeah. Heck yeah. Heckness. Oh. Cold refrigerated water. Oh yeah, there we go. Maybe I have some left to drink. That's cool. Bonus. Bonus. Rinse that seawater out of my mouth. Oh. Yeah, I don't need to save this. I'll be going to the store. I don't need to ration my water. Oh, the Saint Flight of the Phoenix. Woo! My hair is probably a holy mess. Oh well. That's what I should wear. That's why I should bring a cap with me. My hair looks like hell. Okay, so there's two, I guess, good reasons to walk slow. One is you conserve energy. Well, maybe three reasons. Conserve energy, reduced body heat, because if you're going at a pretty good gait, you're going to sweat a lot. So reduce sweat, retain water, and if you have slippers on, less chafing. That was going to be my number 2, but it got pushed out to number 3 because retaining water, retaining hydration may be a little more important than chafing. So nice communities. Hello. I do want to say, don't think that people are impolite if they don't greet you back. Just the way some cultures, they just have privacy embedded in their culture. It's not a conscientious thing. They're not like, I'm superior, so therefore I don't talk to anyone or anything like that. It's just that that is an integral part of their society that they were raised in, exposed to since they were little. They don't know, they really don't know, you know, what being extroverted actually is. It's not a concept like, I forget which particular Asian culture does not have a word for privacy. I forget if it's from Vietnam, from China, but it's a culture where everybody lives together, you know, from the old to the young. They pretty much all live under the same house, which is kind of cool. I kind of like that. I think it's really neat because, you know, when you get old, then you have people to take care of you. It's just kind of built in, you know, like when you're a baby, you have to take care of babies because they can't take care of themselves. And when you get old, you kind of come back sometimes to that. Some people do, if they live long enough, that they need caretakers. And if just living, you know, with your entire family that way is just built-in part of your culture, it's not something that people really think about. It's embedded in their culture. I don't think that they really give it a second thought like people in the West, like, oh, we're gonna have to put mom in a home or something like that, you know, because people have these lifestyles where they have to they have to work so much and travel. Travel is also an embedded part of work. You're going to spend, a certain amount of time just getting to your job. So it's another part of the equation that people don't really sometimes think about. So aside from all the hours that people may have to work, then on top of that, having to travel to get there, and the stress of traveling, especially in major metropolitan areas where people may not be so nice on the road, the stress of work, and it all adds up. Whoa. These are some of the it's like condo land. It reminds me of Florida a lot, actually, like Daytona Beach and like Miami. There's so much construction. They're building condominiums everywhere. Now, one thing you do have to be wary of is that recently the developers, it was found that they were not paying their financing, their business financing that they used to build these projects. And the individual unit owners were paying for their units, their condos in full, and were not able to get a certificate of ownership. They weren't able to get like a deed, a title, because of the fact that the developer had not met their financial obligation. So if you think about coming out here to northern Cyprus and purchasing a condominium, you better know, because it's not anything that's published anywhere. And, I'm not even sure where you would find credible information on individual developers as to whether or not they are, keeping up on their financial obligations with their banks. But then, it's a double-edged sword, to really put that information out there, because then if nobody buys from those developers and they're not ever able to pay, what's going to happen to those individual unit owners? They're going to end up not able to sell. The developers won't be able to sell anymore, and then there's a risk, if that is a criteria for the individual unit owners to get their deeds, then it's screwed. All right, so I got to where I'm going. Alrighty, so now I'm going back. Now that I got what I need to get. Excuse me. Excuse me, miss. That's okay. Hey. I do like this restaurant. Oh, man. It is very tempting. Yeah, I'm gonna have to get something. That was good. Now, back to my domicile. Okay, that's not a good place to park. Alright, take it easy, take it slow. Got some sand between my toes. Oh, I needed some protein. but I'm not sure how much cholesterol that had or how much sodium. But I mean, your body needs a little sodium, and since I really don't put it on anything at all, I guess I'm okay. Now, I didn't realize that caffeine causes your vascular system to like the amount of, like, your veins causes them to shrink. Not from the outside either, just actually it makes a smaller diameter of where the your blood flows through. So I'm cutting back on my caffeine intake, which does cause headaches, because once you have the increased flow, you have an increased blood supply to your brain, which my brain needs. But when it's all at once like that, all of a sudden, that causes headaches. And I think if a person has a blood clot, that could cause a brain aneurysm, hypothetically, theoretically. All of a sudden, they've got a huge amount of flow, and they could end up having a stroke, which is another form of seizure, but they could have a seizure or a stroke. Yeah, this is condo land, but buyer beware, because of what I was saying earlier. You want to make sure, what do? Do you ask them to, let me see your financial ledger. I want to look at your finances. I want to see your bank notes. I want to know, and then how do you know that that's credible information unless you get it from the source? So you'd have to end up dealing directly with the financiers. What a mess. I wonder if that's a big problem or if that's just limited to a few, but they didn't say. They literally use the vernacular some S-O-M-E, not S-U-M. So there's no way to know. I find this big house interesting. It's like 3 stories. They have the Turkish flag, they have the Northern Cyprus flag on there. It looks like a compound to me of some kind, or it could be a hostel. Maybe one of the earlier inns or hotels or B&B. I don't know, I haven't gone over there. Never know if it's government. So that could be the TRNC Secret Service. Never know, so we'll go knocking on their door. You never want to arbitrarily knock on the wrong door. That's something I learned from my early days living in the hood, especially at night. Ho, 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 ho. And see, northern Cyprus. I guess a vendor handles more than one area. And people leave bread. I don't know why they do that. Is it for the unfortunate? Critters haven't messed with it. The critters. Well, I got myself down to one cafe Americano, but at the same time, it's like I make it with a triple shot of espresso, so there's no telling, you know, I don't know what there is telling. It has 3 shots of espresso in it, so it's a triple, and it is really strong, I have to admit. If I cut it in half, because I use about 2 tablespoons of coffee beans, which not exactly measured, but más o menos. I mean, I do use a measuring spoon actually, but it's usually kind of like with beans, they're just like kind of sticking out over the top of the measuring spoon. So Cujo. And here I am back where I started, and just want to give you a view of the mountain range, a little bit anyway. You can barely see that, I'm sure. And then over here, down this way, there's a bunch of restaurants. There's a drugstore. There's some other stores. There's a small little gourmet grocery store, etc., etc.